Hi everyone, Miss Schlarman here, and today we're going to talk about space in art. All right, so space in art does not necessarily mean that it's like stars and universe and stuff, but space is to create the illusion on the page. And to create an illusion on the page, everything gets smaller as it gets further away. So right here, what I did was I created a horizon line, okay? And that separates the sky from the ground. Then, as you notice, I already put in a road here, and everything gets smaller and less detailed the closer it gets to that horizon line. And then over here, we have a foreground, a middle ground, and a background, okay? So everything in this foreground, so let's say I'm gonna draw a snowman. Now, I'm gonna tell you a little secret, which you guys are probably already saying, Miss Schlarman, why aren't you using a pencil? Because if you use a pencil and you mess up, you can fix it, right? Well, that's one thing I should be doing, because right there I've got one of that dotted line, that snowdrift going right through my snowman. So right here what I'm doing is I'm creating a snowman, and I'm making him in the foreground, and that means that he is bigger. Okay, and you can add all kinds of things to him, can't you? And then you can color and you can put scarves on. Now, he's in the foreground, which is this area right here. So I'm going to say this line right here, this snowdrift, is foreground. Okay, that's what we call that, this whole section. Now, over here, I'm going to draw another one. And maybe this guy, I'm going to go ahead and once again, Miss Schlarman, you should be using a pencil, right? So then I don't have to erase if I mess up. So here's my head of my snowman, and here's his body, and here's his other one. And then I put in the little drift for him. Now, let's look at the size here. Here's this one. Here's that one. Quite a bit difference, right? Measuring it. Okay, if you wanted to, you can use like a ruler, or you can compare it to like an actual object, but this one needs to be medium because it's in the middle ground area. So I'm going to say middle ground. Okay, so we got foreground, and then we got middle ground, and then I need to give him his little choo-choo face, right? And give him some, I'm going to give him some arms. You can draw your snowman however you want to. Okay, now that means that this back here is the background. And then if you have a snowman back here, he's going to be a lot smaller, right? And I almost draw too, accidentally colored in his whole face there, but that's okay. He's in the shadows. Maybe he does have a shadow back there. You can't really see much. But look at that. Big, medium, and then small. Look how much smaller that guy gets. So comparison, 1, 2, and 3. So that's what we're doing. We're creating the illusion of something getting smaller, and that's creating space on the page. So this is creating the an area. So if I wanted to, if I'm going to use clouds, my clouds that are further away are going to be big, and then as they get closer, they're going to be medium, and then as they go here, they're going to be small. Okay, and then there'll be different and changes in there. So out here, they almost go off the page, and then you've got your mediums, you know, and then you've got your smalls right down here. And this guy would be, if they're in between, it'd be almost like half of that. So there is creating that depth. Let's say I wanted to put birds in there. Big, right? And then medium. Back here would be really small. So there's birds flying out on the picture as well. Could I do that with snowflakes? Could be all over because they're going to be in the foreground. Foreground means that it's up close towards you. All right, so your challenge today is going to be to create a landscape. I didn't even say landscape, did I? This is a landscape, okay? You're going to create a landscape, and you need to create an object. Now, here's a simple object. There's a tree. Notice how it's low on the page. That's the foreground. Then here's another tree. That's the middle ground, right? And then here is a tiny tree. That's the background. Now your horizon line has to be behind right there. So if your tree's up here, it's going to be in the space. And then if you've got a road, your road is going to go from big to small. Now I'm just doing a wintry scene, but you could do like any kind of scene you want. And you don't have to create trees or snowman. You can do a combination. You can create houses. You can have people doing a snowball fight. Oh, that'd be cool if you had a big snowball up front and then small snowballs in the back. That'd be kind of neat, wouldn't it? Maybe you wanted to do a sunset. So the sunset's coming over here and then maybe the rays are coming out from it. I want you to get as creative as you can in your landscape. And just remember, you need a horizon line, you need a foreground, a middle ground, and a background. Okay, so let's do a little bit of a thing. When you tell me what I do wrong. All right, so I've got a piece of paper here, and I'm going to draw a horizon line, and then I'm going to put a big tree in the foreground, medium tree, and then my small. Am I creating the illusion of space with this picture? Did you all say no? I hope you did, because I'm not. Look at that. These are all in the foreground. This guy should be here, right? And this guy should be over here. So now, I'll cover that up. Does that look like they're going back further away? Yes, it does. That's what we want to do. We want to create the illusion of things getting smaller as they get closer to that horizon line. Now, the other things you might want to be is like, Miss Schlarman, how come your horizon line seems to be always right there? Well, that's just, I wanted to show you that you have more room for the foreground, middle ground, background. But can I drop my horizon line down low? Yes, you can. So like, let's say, here we go. Here's my big pretty tree in the foreground, right? And then, okay, don't use a thing. So you look at that. I should use a pencil. Okay, now my next one, I'm going to put another tree. This one's medium, right? But it is also, look at where the lines are. This one is getting smaller, okay? And then let's see, I'm going to just go ahead and put in my road here. So here it is on the road, and there's the next one. And then, of course, the next one over here is even smaller than those guys. But my horizon line is lower. So my foreground, my middle ground, and my background just get more down. Because maybe I want to use this other area. Maybe I want to focus on clouds. Maybe I want to focus on something else. Ooh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do a... Oh, did anyone guess what I'm drawing? Can you guess what I'm drawing? Did you guys say a hot air balloon? Because that's what it was. So if that's up here, then it's going to get closer to that horizon line. I'm going to draw another hot air balloon right here. Because there's my balloon, there's my things holding my basket. Here's my other person waving at that person. Hey, and then here's my basket weaving I'm going to put on there. Maybe it's got decorations. Maybe it's got like repetition and pattern for designs of the different ones. Oh, and then of course, you know what? I'm going to put a third one back here. It's like a balloon glow, and they're racing. Oh, that look fun. Okay, but notice how it's creating space. Everything is getting smaller as it gets further away. I'm put in some clouds. I could just keep drawing and drawing and drawing and drawing. All right, so your challenge is to create a landscape with a horizon line and objects getting from the foreground big, middle ground medium, background small, to create that illusion of space. Everything's getting sucked into wherever your vanishing horizon line is. So if it's down low, whether or not it's up high, it's your choice. So you want to make sure that these are going further away and getting smaller. All right, everyone, I can't wait to see your creations. Bye. I'm not gone yet. We got to talk about color. And color is when you add in and work with your craftsmanship and make it look nice. Take your time. With snow scenes, I use a lot of the white from the page.